Hi guys, so today's video is going to be my eyebrow routine. I quickly want to say, if you think this top is cute, which I totally think it's cute, it's from Nastygal, like it has like little rose prints on it. It is the most annoying top of life, like these straps keep coming down, so keep that in mind if you like this top. I will have all the makeup I'm wearing listed down below for you guys because I didn't do a tutorial on like my actual face makeup. I did talk through this video. I know some people like a voiceover, some people like talk throughs. I felt like talking through this video, so I hope you guys like it. I know a lot of you love the talk throughs, so I like to cater to everyone. I'm just going to show you guys through the steps that I like to take, and I'll list all the products that I use down below in the description box for you guys to check out. Like I said, along with the makeup I'm wearing, my hair, because I just cannot stop wearing these Bellami extensions. I'm literally going insane with all this hair. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I've had a ton of requests for this, and I know bolder brows and things like that are not for everybody, and I know a lot of people probably won't like the way that I do my brows, but it's just what I like and it's been highly requested, so I figured I would just show you guys finally. Feel free to switch everything up, switch different products up, do different techniques to fit your brows and your needs. Also, giveaway winners from my recent giveaway, they will be announced very soon. Keep an eye out for it. I gotta pick them. Didn't have time to pick them before this video, so they will be announced probably in the next video or the video after. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna shut up now so we can get started. Bye guys. Okay, so you can see my eyebrows have like a little bit of foundation and stuff in them. That's going to be okay because it'll be covered up. Now, if I was just doing my regular brow routine, like not wanting to spend too much time on it, I would take this Tarte Amazonian Clay brow mousse and taupe, and I would just fill them in how they are shaped now. I wouldn't like overdraw them. I'm going to show you guys how I groom them and how I do my bolder brow, because I've recently gone back to it and I just have been loving having a bolder brow. So first off, my favorite tweezers are from Anastasia. I love these. The black ones came in a kit and the pink ones I purchased by themselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tweeze any excess hair. Now with foundation on, it is kind of hard to you know, tweeze the hairs because sometimes you can't see, especially if you put some concealer on your eyelid. So definitely do it without foundation on if you can't tell, but I can usually see some of them because I have really dark hairs. So I'm going to be using this brush from Anastasia. Again, this came in a kit. It's just a spoolie and brush duo. And then I'm going to be using these scissors. And what I like to do is I'll just kind of comb through them first. And then I just push up the hairs like so. And you will start to see which hairs are like super, super long. You see that right there? I will just start trimming. You don't want to get too out of hand with it because you don't want to be left with like no brows. But just trim any really long hairs. My hairs are usually longer at the ends, so that's what I will be trimming today. So just like that. Like I said, you don't want to get too crazy with it, but just trim any hairs that are just way too long. So I'm just going to take my powder brush, brush away any of those hairs. I know I've talked about these Anastasia Brow Wiz pencils before, and I'm kind of like a hit and miss with them. I love them, but then again, I think they do pull out my brow hairs, so I don't use them every single day. I just use them when I want a bolder brow, which is usually when I'm filming or going out, anything like that. The two colors I like to use are medium ash and brunette. Again, these do have the pencil side, and then they also have a spoolie on the end. This one I lost the caps to, but that's just what they look like. I will also be using today is this Anastasia brow powder. This is a medium brown, and this came in a kit as well. It came in a kit with like all the other stuff I just showed you guys, but these are the colors in this little palette. So the first one we're going to take is brunette. I like to use this one to fill out the outer half of my brow. So I just place them where I want them to go. The arch is kind of missing over here. I swear this hair will not grow back. But I'm going to start filling that part in with the brunette shade. And kind of drag up to my natural arch, and then also draw a little bit down towards the tail. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of fill in right where those hairs are starting to grow in, I just start filling that part in very, very lightly. You don't have to use a hard, heavy hand with this. And as I go along, I just like to brush it out so it's not super harsh. Just like that. Okay, and that's how much I fill in with the brunette shade. Now what I'll do is I'll go in with the medium ash. I start filling in the rest of this brow. And since I'm using a lighter shade, it's not going to be as harsh. And again, just using a really light hand. I like to stop about right here, just so I'll fill in the rest with powder so it's not like super noticeable drawn on eyebrows. And then I also go underneath here and outline that brow. And I take that all the way in. I kind of fill in right there as well. So that's just what that looks like. I'm going to brush through. And it looks really sparse right now because we're going to go back in with powder and fill the rest of it in. But I like to use the Anastasia brow wizzes to really outline everything and give me a good shape. Now going in with this powder, I'm going to take the darker shade. I don't know why I used the pencil just then. I'm going to take the brush and I'm going to go in that darker shade, and then we're going to fill in the outer part of this brow just to make sure it's nice and filled in and we don't have any crazy hairs going on. Just like that. Very soft, short strokes. And you can see the difference right there, even though I have that one area that's just being stubborn. And it doesn't have to be all the way filled in because then it can look a little too much, but that's pretty much what I do right there. And like on camera, you're so close up, you're like, I see sparse hairs. Well, yeah, but like out back here, you wouldn't even tell, you know what I mean? So now I'm going to go in with the lighter shade in this little duo. And this is when you want to be really light-handed and careful because you don't want it to be too much in the front. So I'm just going to lightly feather this in the front of my brow. And then I start down here and I kind of flick it up. Just like so. And I also kind of try to blend that line upwards as well. Now to some people that might look super drawn in and crazy, but to me it looks fine, especially when you're just looking at me like, look at the difference in that arch right there. So I'm going to do the same exact steps on my other eyebrow, and I will be right back to show you guys how I set them. Okay, so I went ahead and did the rest of my face makeup so you can see how the brows look when you have a full face of makeup on. It just looks 10 times better whenever you have a nice fuller brow to go with everything else that's going on with the dramatic lips and the really winged out eyeliner. It just all fits together. So if you want to, you can totally take concealer and carve out your brows to do a little bit more of a dramatic look as well. I don't always carve out my brows unless I like mess up or something. So the last thing I do for my brows, like to set them in place, is I use this Anastasia brow gel. This is in the color brunette. I love this color because whenever you put it over top of what you've already done, it kind of makes everything look a little bit more natural. And I've been using this for a while, and the first time I got this, I thought it was going to be darker. And I got it in the mail and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a golden brown. But it ends up working out really, really well. And it just makes your brows look a little bit more natural and also holds all of those crazy hairs down. So that's that one done. But yeah, so now I'm going to do the other one. And the last final step I'm going to do is highlight underneath my brow bone, and I'm going to be taking the color Shroom by MAC. Highlighting underneath the brow bone is really going to help lift it as well. So this is Shroom right here. I actually just got this recently, showed it in my last haul, and I'm going to place this right underneath the arch. That's where I want to focus most of my color. And then I just kind of blend the rest of it out underneath my brow. So like I said, I just want to focus most of that color underneath the brow, right there at the arch, and then drag the rest of the color out. But that is basically everything. I really love the bolder brows. Like I said, I definitely recommend using the Anastasia brow wizzes sparingly. because my brows got so much fuller after I quit using these. I just felt like it kind of pulled out some of my hairs. But if you want to use it every day, just be careful. Use a really light hand with it and you should be good to go. I definitely think they're great products though. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, this is just what I do. If you don't like the bolder brows, then you obviously don't have to follow this routine that I have. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.